welcome to my channel. Yes, so this week I asked you guys what type of content you like to see me create, and few of you said vlogs, a few of you said story times. Vlogs and story times are basically neck to neck. I enjoy doing story times because I really enjoy talking to myself at my house. However, the vlogs are they're a little different because I don't really enjoy walking and talking to myself like outside. Like talking to myself here, nobody can see me is fine, but out there sometimes I get a little self-conscious, to be honest. And I'm more of a travel vlogger, and right now I can't travel, so I'm gonna see how best I can get some vlogs for you guys. I have an idea to execute tomorrow, so God's willing you guys will get that video by Tuesday. Fingers crossed, but I have a cute little idea. Oh my god, if you guys are hearing my neighbor's child, I'm sorry. Okay, so the story time, that one was, how did I end up at UA? The story behind Denille Rene going to UA. Now, even though that obviously one, I have been pressured by my friends who know the actual story of how I missed that exam to include it. So this video is actually a two-for. So it is how I ended up at UA and how I ended up missing that final exam at UA. So I hope this isn't too long. Yeah, so let's get right into the video. How did I end up at UA? Well, for starters, I didn't want to go to UA. When I was at pre-UA, I found a program at UTech, communication arts, and I was just like, yo, I would definitely want to do that because I mean, I'm righty, speaky, and I really had a strong interest in photography. So that was the program that I applied for. To the best of my knowledge, my parents really were supportive of said dream of doing that program. To the best of my knowledge, I thought that we were all on the same page. Sorry guys. Usually when I'm recording, I'm not seeing myself. I'm actually recording with my front camera now, which is probably not a great idea because I'm becoming so distracted by myself. Yeah. All right, cool. So I thought that we were all on the same page, that communication arts is what I was gonna do. The first lesson of this video is, guys, never have your eggs in one basket. I did not apply for any more programs. I believe that I was perfect for that program and all was gonna go well. So I got accepted to the program, and you know, after being accepted to a program, you have to take in a few documents. So you know, UTech reached out to me. I went, I handed in my documents and everything, and I was basically preparing to start UTech. I'd already started to look for cameras to purchase and everything, and a new laptop for this new experience. Super excited to go to UTech because that was my plan. I wanted to, you know, be great, and I thought that greatness was gonna start here. Anyways, the Sunday before school start the next week, my dad says to me, you know, what are your plans for college? I'm like, is this man paying attention? I'm like, Daddy, I'm going to UTech. I'm doing communication arts and I'm going to be great. Haven't you been like following the notes? So my father's like, UTech? My father's like, who say you're going to UTech? So I'm like, Father, I already got in and I'm already like well on my way. Like, where you think I'm going this whole time? That school not keeping, like, I've been preparing to go to UTech. And my dad is just like, no, if you're going to UTech, just know says you paying for that. So unless you have a job that you haven't told me about, you're going to UA. So I'm like, what? And he's like, I hope you didn't apply for one program only? Because that would be dumb. And I'm like, duh. I'm like, Daddy, why would I apply for for one program? Like, of course not. So he's like, what did you apply for at UE? And I'm like, a bunch of stuff. So we'll see what they say. Somebody's like, listen, I don't care whatever is going on with you. Just make sure, say, by next week, you're in UE. No, guys. This means I have 5 days to get into a college that I did not apply for. I began the application process to apply for digital media and communication, and then I found out that digital media is actually done Montego Bay. I say, can't bother with that. I say, somebody just really give up on that application. See? So yeah, my father's like, well, I don't know what you're gonna do, but you have 5 days to get into UA, or you can pay to send yourself to school at UTech, or you can sell eggs and newspaper. I'll buy your first flat of eggs and I'll buy your first set of newspaper so that you can start out life. Nobody can say me never did help you in a life, because I'm gonna give them something here for you start life. Good. So the first day I went to school, first I went to UE, I went to pre-UE, which is where I went for sixth form. No, so I'm not like the background noise really I beat my bad bone. I just have to try hold on with me. Yeah. So went to pre-UE and I was talking to some of the persons there, and they're like, no, but honestly, Denille, you never really just apply for one program alone. I'm gonna say, I did. I didn't have any, plans to do anything else. So of course I only applied for one program. Anyways, they're like, okay, maybe the principal of, pre-UE can help me out. So he asked me, what program would I be interested in at UE? So I was like, CARMAC. And he's like, did you do, com studies, or what do you call the next one? Caribbean, St. Claude. Anyway, I take it I didn't do it. Pre-UE is a private school, so what is mandatory in sixth form is not mandatory at pre-UE. What is mandatory is what you can pay for. When I started those courses, they're just like, oh, since you already have like a 1 in English, like, what are you going to use these things for anyway? And in all honesty, when I started pre-UE, I never had no dreams. So maybe if I had dreams when I started the school, they would have known that CARMAC was something that I had interest in, and then they would have been able to tell me that I need to do com studies and the Caribbean St. Claude, that I cannot remember what that name. Good. So Dr. Ab was like, it's kind of unlikely that you'll get into CARMAC without these subjects. So is there anything else that you want to do? So I was like, I don't know. At this point, I just need to get into this school because my daddy says here I come in next week Monday. So I need to get in. And he's like, all right, just write down all your CAPE grades and give me. Guys, to I'm unprepared for life, I need you to understand that I wrote down all of my grades on a bus ticket. You know the little long time JTC ticket them, and it shaped like yeah, one tiny. I mean, if I write out the whole of my grades and all of the long ass subject them when we do sociology, literature, biochemistry, I write out the whole life story on this small bus ticket. When I gave it to the man, he legitimately laughed out loud because he couldn't believe that here I am trying to get into a school and I don't even have like basic pen and paper. Anyway, that was day 1 at UE. Day 2 at UE, I say, let me just get familiar with this place and try to see if there's any programs that I might actually like. So I went over to humanities and I was at the faculty office, just reading the little brochures and stuff and trying to figure out if anything here is for me. I was trying to get the attention of a lady and she wasn't paying me no mind. I don't know if you guys know, but I'm like ultra super aggressive. So I was just like, does this lady realize that time is running out on me and I have 3 days to get into this school? So I started to create quite a scene in the faculty office, and a woman came up and she's like, you just have something about you, like you deserve to be on TV. I'm like, no, I deserve to be in this school. So what you need to do is tell me how am I going to get into this school in the next 3 days? So she was just like, have you ever heard of ESEM? So I'm like, no, I haven't. what is that? So she's like, it's entertainment and cultural enterprise management. You learn artist management, you study music, all of that, da 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 da, blah blah blah. No, at the time, and still am a music tete. So of course I was very excited at the thought that I could actually study music in school. So I was like, yeah, I definitely want to do this program. She showed me all of the requirements, which I met from before, and I was like, okay, cool. I just need to let a nigga know that this is the course that I want. Day 3, I got into 6 programs at UA. No, how he helped me to get into 6 programs, I don't know. But the gag is, the 6 programs that I got into, I didn't want to do. So I got into for like literature and international relations, and a bag of boring things. But I remember say, my righty. So I would have been the ideal candidate for those things, but me never want to do none of that. So I'm like, all right, this is still not working out. I'm there badgering the man saying, yo, I want to do this ESM thing. I want to do the music thing. Like, this is what I want for myself. Guys, it's down to Friday. I'm getting accepted to other programs, not getting accepted to ESM, and I'm just like, if I just sell egg, come and say it don't make no sense. I do any of these programs and I don't actually want to do them. Anyways, went back to school the Friday, and I saw the principal and I said to him, hey, nothing? School starts Monday now. And he's like, oh yeah, all right, cool, don't worry. So he leaves me, and I'm there, guys, underneath the weed tree at UA, thinking about my whole life, like Jano. I forgot to sell egg, like I'm gonna have to watch all of my friends go to university, and because I did not plan ahead and I didn't have a discussion with my parents, no, I won't get the chance to go to school and whatever. And I'm sitting there mopey, calling all of my friends and telling them about my plans to sell eggs, and then I got an email that I was accepted into ESM, and I don't know, it's funny because even though it's not what I had planned for myself, I'm actually really happy that I went to UA. I'm happy that I did ESM. I love music. I've always loved music from I was going to Immaculate, but it gave me a greater appreciation for music in words that I probably can't say right now, maybe in an essay. But yeah, it really was an amazing experience. I enjoyed university up until missing my final exam. So since I said it was a twofer, I'm just gonna go into how I missed that final exam. So after breaking my neck to come into this school, and guys, I work so hard. Let me tell you, like, I don't want to turn this video into all my life I had to fight, but I never grew up with no money, right? I grew up very, very, very poor, but most people would not know that I grew up poor, My parents always went the extra mile for me so that I could always seem like a normal child and not like a child that is really going through it. Even if with that we had I go through it, other people not supposed to know, say, me dey home and don't have it. So I never did student loan. My mom saved and put her little monies together to send me through school at about 2nd year, going into 3rd. My mother said, yo, she don't know if she'll be able to do it any further and whatever. And my dad of course was just like, why don't do student loan? And I'm like, loans are for people who want to go to school. Like, I'm just going to school because my parents send me. Like, I'm not gonna go and take up this loan now to haunt me for the rest of my life. I really didn't want to do that. So, started to work, and my mommy put our money together, and that's how come I paid for college. It's a strictly out-of-pocket thing, and it was not easy. So I say all of this to say, I don't know how I allowed myself to be cheated out of my 2016 graduation. Now 2016 was supposed to be me and Alkaline year, not Alkaline alone. Like, Alkaline totally stole 2016 from me because Ima Guana did the most and a shake up dance hall, and I missed my exam. So I did not get to graduate with my friends and colleagues, and the sadness that comes with seeing everybody else, because you know, realistically you're gonna say no, but don't compare your journey to somebody else's. It hurts. You were going to school with these people this whole time. You feel like you put in the same amount of work, if not more. You know how hard, you know, me and my mommy work to pay for me to go to school. So to see this opportunity, just blow away was absolutely depressing, to say the least. There was nothing that anybody could have done in 2016 to console me for missing my graduation. My 2017 graduation, I can wholeheartedly say it just wasn't the same. But let me come out of my sadness and tell you guys how come I missed that exam now. Lesson number 2. Check on your email. Please and thanks. So all of the university students watching this, check your email like it's nobody's business. I probably check that shit 5 times in the 4 years ago UE. That don't make sense. Check your email, stay abreast of everything that is going on at school. You know, university can be stressful, but it doesn't have to be all the time. You know, try to find ways to make the best of that situation, as well as use the resources that are given to you. All right. So as I said, guys, all my life I had to fight. So, you know, in final year, I was most definitely working full time. Definitely, because I could not afford to be just a student. And I mean, all of my teachers were really concerned, because I mean, in university I was a teacher's pet, so all my teachers used to really look out for me, and they were just like, you know, Denille, you can't really be a full-time marketing person and a full-time student. Something's gonna give, the ball is gonna drop. And I'm just like, nah, the ball will not drop. I cannot afford to be here full-time. I need this money to be able to see you guys, and I still need to find a way to balance all of these things. And I thought that I would be able to do so. I was able to keep, guys, I live by 1 main road. I was able to keep my grades up, yes. And it's coming down to the wire now, time for accounts. Now, guys, I can't add nothing. I'm a girl, I'm not good with numbers. So accounting was already giving me hell from first year. The mere fact that I'm doing accounting now in my final year goes to show you that I can't add nothing. Fully dunce, not have no sense, dunce tugs. Me can't add nothing, so you have to ask if me no feel accounts 1,000 million times. Oh, by the way, ESEM students, I'm one of the lucky students that petitioned that accounting be removed from your syllabus thing, because guess what? Creative people can't add, so it's just not fair. And I did not stop campaigning for that course to be removed even after I left UA, because I'm like, nobody deserves to do accounts 1,000,000 times like I did. So you can comment below and thank me later. Yeah, so cool. It's time to do accounts. This nice girl on Twitter, I should put that angle right there, so this nice girl on Twitter offered to help me with accounts free, of course, which I thought was very nice, because I'm fully done. Shout out to my Twitter community. People on Twitter always offer to help me with stuff, and it's so useful. The girl offered to help me, and I was studying, and I was ready for this accounts exam. So how did I miss it, you may ask? So my best friend and I were doing accounts together at the same time, but she was going to school full-time, so she would have, you know, been able to see the board and whatever. So I said to her, hey friend, I'm not gonna call her name because I don't want to take on the girl. Yeah. So I'm like, hey friend, can you check the board and tell me what time is our accounts exam? She's like, yeah man, soft, because she has to be at the same exam. It's not like she'll go to her way. Great. So she likes, she tell me, Denille, the exam is May 1 at 4 o'clock. See, May 1, I take the day from work. I'm gonna stay home, I'm gonna study whole day, and I was so confident that I was gonna get an A on this exam. A, no, what I say? Not pa, A. Study. When you see me reach school, I felt on top of the world. I was ready to destroy this paper. Reach the exam room. Just some people are clean out the exam room. Just some people are clean out the exam room. So me say, I must see wrong room me there, because it can't be that the exam now keep. So this lady comes up to me and she's like, hey, where you going? So I said, I'm actually coming to cost and managerial accounting exam. So she's like, oh, there's no more exams here, love. Like, today's the last day of exams and it ended at 1. So I said, no, it didn't. She's like, yes, it did. We don't usually let exams, end so late on the final day. So I said, what you mean? What you say? So she said, the exam gone. The exam that I'm asking about has, ended from 9 a.m. It started this morning. It was not 9 to, 11? Exam. So I'm like, 9 to... I missed... This is my first time missing an exam in my entire time at UA. And it had to be the last exam for me to graduate from this place. One of most things I'm living on ends. Oh my god. Yes, so this is the last exam and this is the exam I really choose to miss. Anyways, my friend is there and she's just like, Denille, it's a part of life, If God wanted us to do the exam, we would have done it. She's like, I'm not gonna kill up myself, Denille. What has happened has happened. At this point, guys, I'm falling apart. I am a bowl of soup. I don't even know how to put in words how I felt. Like, for the first time, I was actually afraid to tell, like, my mom and dad something. Probably in previous videos, you guys have heard how close my parents are. So for me to be afraid to tell my parents something, you must know. I felt like a disappointment. I felt really disappointed knowing that I didn't even get the chance to execute all that I had learned. So it was like a whirlwind of emotions. And then I guess coupled with the fact that my friend was extremely nonchalant, she did not care that we missed the exam, because she's saying, Denille, it's a part of life and people miss exams all the time. If you were meant to graduate 2016, you would have, but you're not. And I'm just like, okay, cool. I didn't even want to go home. I remember staying at a friend on hall for the night, but for most of the night, just pacing the room wondering what is I'm gonna tell my mom. Anyway, of course, being mom of the year, my mother got text off my phone. So she's messaging me, hey, how was the exam? I'm not answer. She's calling, I'm not answering her. At this point, I'm sure that she thinks that I'm dead. Mind you, at this time, it was only my mother and me living, because my father was in the States working at the time. I don't know how my daddy does it, but I'm even more afraid of my father when he's in the States than when he's in Jamaica, because I don't know. Just the tone of his voice and that whole... When I come home, I deal with you. It's just a different feeling. Anyway, eventually, they were just like, Denille, you kind of have to go home. And I messaged my mom and I said, hey, mom, I missed my exam. And she just texted me back, okay, come home. And when I came home, my very articulate, ready to talk mother, my mother, who's always willing to talk about anything, says to me, I don't want to talk about this ever. I don't want to hear what happened. I don't want to hear anything at all about the situation ever again. And I'm like, Jano. And she's like, you can go ahead and tell your father, because I don't even want to talk about this with your father. I'm disappointed in you. Now your parents telling you that they're disappointed in you, it's just a different type of thing. I can't tell a lie. I feel really, really, really bad. So after all of that, the next year I did accounts again, and the day of that final exam is the day I found out that my mother was not gonna live. Like, that was the day that the doctors were gonna meet with us and tell us that we can just take her home, like there's nothing else that they can do. So I was only able to do half of that paper. Like, I really could not push through. Like, even the fact that I did half of the paper, I'm proud of myself. Like, finding out a parent is not going to make it is really not, it's not something that's going to put you in the best of moods to complete a whole exam. So even doing half, I'm very proud of myself. I remember doing half of the paper and just going to the hospital to look for my mother, because I'm just like, what's the point? And my mom died the Friday of that week, Cinco de Mayo. That was the Monday. My mom died the Friday. And I remember even writing to the university and asking them if I could do it over. I thought that there was no way I could have passed that paper, and I did. Just to show you how much me did really know that me did go get the A the year before. Just saying. Yeah, so I actually did pretty well on the paper. They were gonna let me do it over because I explained the situation, and I'm like, hey, Monday I was sad that my mommy is gonna die, and then Friday she actually did die, so can I do this over? Please? Yeah. So yeah, it was really missing my final exam and missing my opportunity to graduate in 2016 goes so much further than just, oh, you know, you have plans for yourself and you just want to do things in the time that you want to do it in. My mom dying and actually not getting the opportunity to see me graduate after she has invested so much in me, always believed in me, motivated me. It leaves a sour feeling, because it's almost like I feel like nobody that was at my graduation in 2017 deserved to be there more than my mom, who helped me through everything. It kind of almost feel unfair that, you know, everybody else is there and in good health and celebrating something that she really, you know, she really put in the work for. So, you know, my degree is definitely dedicated to my mom, and I'm not gonna turn this into a sad video. It was a really quick story time. You got 2 stories in one. Okay, you guys can't say I don't deliver. I asked you guys this Wednesday. Today is Thursday, and you're gonna see this video on Friday morning. So, you know, go ahead and like, share, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what other stories you'd want to hear from me. Tell me what you thought about this story. I'm really trying to keep it short. Why I didn't even go any more granular, because, you know, it's 2 emotional stories. Yeah, so go ahead and tell me what you think, guys. Show me some love on social media. Follow me at Denille Rene _, and see you guys again on Tuesday. Bye.